Welcome to Foxy News, I'm Vixen. Today we are testing a range of 177 Zan Slugs. And first, Engineer C will show us his totally bonkers slug lubrication method. He can lube my O-rings anytime.
So when I set up this channel, I didn't think that it would form a community of Mad Hatter eccentrics. I'm pleasantly surprised and happy to find classic British ingenuity and eccentricity. This is Engineer C following a particularly unorthodox approach to slug preparation and possibly quite dangerous. That's why he's wearing protective gear. He's also doing it for 20 cal slugs. Gives you an idea of how mad he is. But what exactly is he doing and why he's doing it? We will reveal why he's doing it later. In the meantime, we can see that he's given these slugs a vinegar bath. He's washing them using car wax. And he's going to bake them in the oven at 240 degrees Celsius. We're about to head over to Essex, Pete's Airgun Farm, and we're all moving in our group towards FX rifles with the heavy slug liner of 177, to the point you could almost say the only way is FX at the moment. We are testing HW100s and BSA Ultras, but the FX is winning the day. Some Crosman 10.5 grain pellets first, just to see how they perform in a slug liner. Looks like they're okay, nothing special. The 9 grain as weighed Zan lead free. The nation's favourite Zan 10 grain.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special announcement.
And for FX liners, our group favourite, the Zan 13. That was outside, this is now inside, so as we would expect, the groups are quite exceptionally good. An unexpected contender emerged for the best one in the Zan 16. Low expectations from the Zan 20, too heavy for sub 12. These were all shot with a single loading tray. After this, we're going to do it again, and we're going to show you what it's like with the Eagle Vision slug magazine to see if it makes a difference. For pest control, I'm mostly on the rabbits, and my benchmark, what I want to see consistently achieving in terms of group size, is a 10 pence piece size. The reason for this is to achieve a clean kill. I want to be hitting this part of the rabbit's head. So we're looking at just over an inch at pretty much any angle. A 10p piece is about 1 inch in diameter. 10.5 grain Crossman pellets dropped at 50 yards at around 2.8 inches. Did they pass the hunting test? I'm not sure. The 8.5 grain Zan actually weighed in at 9 grains, so that's quite a bit heavier than the stated on the pack. That had around a 3-inch drop, and the reason for this is that it comes out with less muzzle energy than the other slugs. The other slugs are between 11 and 11.5 to keep a JSB heavy below 12. In this setup, we're looking at just under 10 foot-pounds, so that's why you have greater drop. It did pass the test. The Zan 10 grain is probably the most popular slug out there in Sub12. That performed better in terms of trajectory than the pellet, which is a similar weight, albeit half a grain lighter, around 2.3 inches of drop. These didn't quite pass the test, as you can see, as we have this flyer here. And with slugs and Sub12, what we're looking for is predictability. It's great. These ones are actually pretty tight, within a 5p piece, and this one let it down. So we're going to do more in this video to see how consistent this is. In our Sub12 slug research group, we've all gone off and got FX rifles and put the 1 in 16 to a slug liner in. And the reason for that is we're finding, as you can see, we're getting pretty good results with slugs, and in particular, the Zan 13. If we look at this, the drop is around 3.5 inches, so not incredibly more than the 10 grain. And just look how tight that group is. We have achieved a 5p size group at 50 yards. And not only that, we have a really tiny group here with one slightly off. Yeah, I mean, that's a really tight group. The Zan 16s did well. I would hunt with the Zan 16s. They didn't drop much more, under an inch more drop than the 13s. And the grouping's pretty good. You see that's comfortably within that 10. And again, it's pretty much a 5p piece, 50 yards. There you go, the drop is around 4.4 inches. The Zan 20 wasn't anywhere near predictable enough. I kind of ruled it out of the testing from at this stage. Like, the drop was really substantial, and you got one group here, which is okay, but then you had this one right the way down here, and you had another one that missed the target completely. So Zan 20s and Sub12 in this particular setup, we're not looking at anymore. I was surprised and happy to see that using an Eagle Vision magazine, the performance didn't degrade. As far as I could see, it performs on par, pretty much the same as using a single loader tray, so I was happy with that. Most importantly, our favourite, the 13, again, really good groups here. We had 3 touching each other, 50 yards. Pretty remarkable when you think about it. These slugs have been increasing in length from the 10 grain to the 13 to 16. As you could imagine, the more weight gets more length. And with magazines, that we think that's important. We think the really short ones struggle in a lot of magazines that are meant for pellets. They kind of rattle out in them and lead to launch errors. So the benefits of this Eagle Vision mag, we think, are in the shorter ones primarily, but I think across the board, really not much difference at all from the single loader tray. So with the Zan 8.5s, we have one pass and one fail. With the Zan 10s, how predictable are they? Well, you've got a really good group here. The next one is a pass. Third group is a pass. One at the very bottom was, but we have one here where it didn't do well. So yeah, that gives you an idea of consistency. With the 13s, and the reason why we like the 13 so much is not only do they buck the wind really, really well, 2 or 3 times better than a pellet, but every single time we do a group, it passes. I mean, they're 3 touching. So we're finding that the Zan 13s are our current preferred slug. With the 16s, they're pretty good. I mean, this one passed with flying colours. This group only just lost because of that one, and this passed with flying colours again. We'll get a 5p here, and we can see. And look at this group. That's really good. If it wasn't for that one, we've got some really pretty exceptionally good groupings, I would say here, and accuracy in sub-12, 50 yards. In case anyone's wondering about HFT, if I take this 10 pens, and it's basically the same size for the 40-yard target as the worst one you're going to come across. There's obviously 10 yards closer, and 45 yards, which is a bit closer to the 50. You can see that they're more generous, way more generous in terms of the size of target you need to be able to hit. So what was Engineer trying to do earlier? Well, he was trying to prematurely age slugs. He had an old box and they were really good, and the new ones were pretty bad, and he went through that process in an attempt to try and prematurely age them. This is an SMW custom magazine with 3 O-rings, keeping them nice and snug, and HW100 as a platform. And we'll see if all of that effort pays off. I hadn't really considered 20 caliber slugs as worth looking at or viable, but I think Engineer C's onto something with this. This is a very good group and they're touching, and there's more to follow on that. The only thing that is holding back is the muzzle energy is a bit low, so it's thinking about trimming down some of the choke off to increase the velocity, and we're going to try that. And we're going to share it on here to see what happens.